Okay, if you guys follow me at all, you know that's my parents' house. 5 houses down from them is my house. Okay. See, not that big bunch of trees, but that one. There's a lot there and a house there. I just got it. Not where that mailbox is, but the next yard. I got it this year. Got both of those this year. This one. You know I mow the 3 around my house. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6 within 6 houses of my house. So now I want to talk to y'all more about this here in a little bit, because this isn't something that just happens overnight by any means, and it doesn't happen within a year. I talked to y'all about this in a video at the end of last season, how many I've got out through here, and I had a game plan this year. I did flyers, and I was like, why am I going places putting out flyers whenever I should concentrate on here? So within a 2-mile area of my house, probably not even 2 miles, I did 500 flyers. No, I'm sorry, I did 1,000 flyers, all within 1.5 miles, 2 miles of the house. Because why put them out from that whenever I'm wanting to be right here? The end result, within 2 miles of my house, 45 yards within 2 miles of my driveway. Now that's route density. I still have 20 others, and they are close together, but I'll talk to you more about that. This one, y'all have seen in previous videos, and I love throwing it on Instagram because it stripes up so nicely, but you see how close it is. Now, the thumbnail, I had to make a change, and the title is changing things up for physical reasons as well as route density. I haven't even done this video or come up with the title. I'm thinking that's what it's going to be, though. I have a little bit of a drive, not much, for some outlying yards I've got, and I'll get back to the video whenever I'm in transit. Let's talk about this for a minute. Changing it up for physical reasons. We all have garbage yards, what I'll fondly refer to as garbage yards. These are the yards that you gave the estimate, they accepted it, it's in your route, it's real convenient. You hate mowing it though. Be it, it's not really grass, it's mostly stumps and sticks and stuff like that. You can't stripe it, but you don't want to drop it because it's right down the street from this one, and it's the price you said you'd do it at, but you detest mowing that yard. I'm going to 2 right now. Hate these yards. Now, that brings me to another point. You drop yards for 1 of 2 reasons. 1, you drop the customer, or 2, you drop the yards. I'm finding it more and more frequent that I drop the yard than the customer, because I've been fortunate and I've had a lot of great customers. I just can't stand their yards. The 2 I'm going to right now, excellent customers, no complaints, pays on time, pays what I ask, blah blah blah, all that, but I can't stand their yards. Now let me bring you to another point. Last year I had 3 yards side by side by side, all good money yards, 90, 70, 60. You just gotta see them. But they were all pretty much on like this. You had to, the weed eating, all this, the physical strain was just awful. So yeah, they were side by side by side, good money. Didn't take took a decent amount of time to do them, but nothing outrageous. However, whenever I got done with these 3 yards, I was so physically exhausted that, okay, Case in point, that was a customer that I'm referring to. Great customer, hater yard. But I was so physically exhausted after doing these 3 yards, I didn't feel like doing any more yards. So do you knock them out at the beginning of the day? Well, then you're too tired to finish out your routes. Do you get them at the end of the day? Well, then you're too tired to do them. So that's what I mean by changing it up, changing them for physical reasons. Look, guys, I'll be 48 this year. I know there's some of y'all out there older, but I'm wanting to look after my body better. Mowing these yards that are on steep slopes, going up and down with the weed eating. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but I had to have a shot in the hip about a month ago, and the doctor gave me 3 options. He said surgery, shot every 6 months, or deal with it. I chose option C. I'm going to deal with it. They are not opening my back up, and I don't feel like going and getting a shot every 6 months. So these physically exhausting yards, I'm saying bye to them. I hate whether the customer is great or not. There is such a demand for reliable lawn care people right now that I can opt for better yards, better money, less physicality. Does that make sense? Does everybody get that? So that's what I mean. Kind of don't want y'all to see me because I look awful, but go back and look at my YouTube videos from a couple of years ago. There's a lot more white in this facial hair than there used to be, and all that. So that's one thing I've had to make a change this year, was just getting rid of these physically exhausting yards. I'm talking to a couple of guys, got some things in the works. Hopefully employees are coming. You guys know I've wanted a crew for a long time. Hopefully they're coming, but I entered this season with the mindset, no, you're solo. You're going to stay solo, so you better do what you can do to last, have some longevity doing your job, profitability, and not counting on anybody but the one I'm looking at in this phone right now. So that's the game plan that I went into this year. So point 1 is change. I had to make a change for the physicalness of my situation. I have to do something that's going to make my body last longer. Now, I'm going to get out and do this yard I hate doing, but I love the customer. And then later on in the video, we're going to talk about the second part, which is changing it up due to finances. And I'll get into more of that in just a minute. Let me give you all an example of what I'm talking about. I picked this one up this year. Love this yard. It's a premium price yard. Nice level, flat, backyard small. I can do it in like 30 minutes, something like that. It strops beautifully. I haven't mowed it yet. This is from last week. It says diamonds still in it. So my question is, or I guess my statement is, I want them all like that. So you say to me, well, of course, Nick, we want them all like that, but it can't be that way. And I want to know why not, because I'm getting calls every day, right? And I've got, whether you're a big company or a solo guy like myself, there's only so many yards you can take. Like if a company has 2 crews, they can only take on so many yards because those 2 crews can only do so many, right? Well, I can only do so many. My golden number is that I feel comfortable with this year is right around 60-ish, depending on the size and where they're at and all that. So if I've got 100 yards to choose from, why can't I pick out 60 like this and do those? And that's my goal, that I want 60 that are not as physically straining on me, and that I can do quickly, do a great job on them. And if they have other landscaping needs, I can service them as well without dealing with all these that are on hills like that. That's this right across the street from this one. See? Now the yard right beside of it is straight down. Let me see if I can get y'all a look. Watch this. That one's flat, steep hill. Now, why can I not turn those down and take these and have a full route of these? Why not? I don't see why not. And that's my goal for this year. And I'm getting pretty close to being there. So anyway, I've got to mow this yard. I'll get right back to you. This is the backyard. It ends right there at those trees. Okay, so you get what I'm saying there? If there's a plethora, I like that word, of yards out there to choose from with calls coming in every day, and you only have a set number of yards that you're going to take and be able to do. Now, for you guys that are just starting out, this is your first year, second year, even third year, this isn't advice for you, because we all have to cut our teeth. That's not my point. We've all had to take the crap yards that we don't want, the garbage yards, as I called them earlier, till you get your clientele built up. You take those garbage yards and you do a great job and show up and give great customer service on those garbage yards. Let the word of mouth go, and then it'll build up. But you're thinking part-time since 06, full-time since 2019. That's a long time to get. And all 60-ish of my yards aren't like that. That's just, I'm getting close. I want them all like that. I just had a revelation over winter of what I needed to do that I haven't been doing, in the face of realizing I'm going to be solo. So I was like, well, if I'm going to be solo, I want all yards like that. And like I said, I don't have them all like that right now, but I'm trying, and I'm getting close. And I don't know if I'll put it on this video or not, but I'll put it on a video soon, because I'm going to start shooting more now that we're back into the full swing of it. But show you several of my yards that are like that. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but y'all know P&H, Presley and Hudson. Presley had we've been back and forth to Nashville a lot over the past couple months for things she needed to go down there for, medical related. Yes, she's fine. Before y'all start asking, it was a third ankle surgery, and we had to keep going back for follow-ups and then some other things. But so I haven't been putting out videos because I've been busy with that, and then the season hits, and y'all know how that is. So anyway, to get away from that, me rambling about that, the second part I wanted to talk about is changing it for financial reasons. And what I mean by that, I've got to be more specific. Do y'all have customers that you have had for, and I'm still going to go through with this, but I'm thinking about the customers that I have that if they watch the video, they're going to be like, is this me? Don't worry about it. But do you have customers that you've had for several years? I'm talking 5, 10, even 15 years, and you haven't kept their price of the service you provide them with inflation. And I can see how that's hard to do, because all this stuff went up, boom, 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 boom. I mean, starting in 2020, each year things just are like, holy crap, it went up again. Holy crap, it went up again. And you can't take somebody that you've had for 15 years and they're started out at $40, then you went to $50. And now that stuff is so out of hand. Go, Miss Smith. I don't have a Miss Smith. I have a Mr. Smith. Miss Smith, I hate to tell you this, but your yard that I've been mowing, it's a $75, $80 yard now, and you're charging her $50, because she's gonna be like, what? But that, let's say you've got this yard and you've had them for, let's say, 10 years, and you got them 10 years ago. Yeah, that road's rough as can be. You got them 10 years ago and it's $40, and then prior to COVID and all this craziness, you got them up to 50, and you're like, okay, that's fair. Then all this craziness hits, and now if you went up to this yard that you're mowing for $50 as a new client, you would go, yes, Mr. Jones, very nice to meet you, P&H Lawn Care. Yeah, this will be $75 a week. I'll mow, trim, blow it down, be here every Tuesday. Now you can't go up to Miss Smith and go, Miss Smith, I know I've been mowing it for $50 for this long, but it's actually a $75 yard. Number one, you've got a 10, 12 year relationship with this person. Number two, that's what, a 30% price hike that you're going to go up on them. Just all these reasons. So this is a statement and a question. How many of you guys have several yards that, because this inflation went up so much and so quick, that you don't have the heart and can't, with a good heart, go up what you ought to go up on these customers? So you're either going to have to let them go because you can't be that butthole that does that to them, or you do it to them and they're going to drop you anyway. So that's another thing that I had to change. The ones that I could not get up to where they're supposed to be, I had to do something different. Either somebody else got them, and I'm still working on a few of those too. But do you see, I kind of want y'all's comments down there on this. Do you see what I'm saying? How you can't, it's hard to go up on these loyal customers that you've had for so long with the rate of inflation, because the rate of inflation has just went way too quickly. So that's the two big changes. I've changed things to give me longer physical life, hopefully, and that's just hopefully. I mean, I can be walking down the steps in my house and fall and break a leg. I mean, anything can happen. I'm just looking at it as a business standpoint. And number two, the yards that you have need to be up with the prices of today, and if they're not, you're losing money. I'm losing money, you're losing money, and it's real hard. For a long time, it was hard for me to train my mouth to say 50. I was stuck in the 40 mentality, and this is years ago. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And then I finally got my mouth, my brain knew it, but my mouth couldn't say 50. Finally got my mouth trained to say 50, and by the time I trained my mouth to say that, well, now it's 60. And that was harder to train my mouth to say than 50 was. And then after that, now 70. I mean, I'm telling people $70 on a yard. They're like, okay. I'm like, that's per week, and I'm going to mow it 4 to 5 times a month if there's 5 weeks in the month. They're like, yeah, okay. And so you see what I'm saying? Anyway, and plus we have gotten an influx of people from out of state that are used to higher prices. So anyway, there's my conundrum, but there's my two things that I wanted to talk about. I had to make a change. I had to make a change in the types of yards I was mowing, and I had to make a change on the financial standpoint of it, as we all have. And the thumbnail, y'all like the orange? Let me know if you like the orange. I'm still doing the safety green as well. I just like the orange because I go with the Skag color scheme on my Cujos, and y'all know I love my Cat's Eye Gold Skags. So, and I'm a volunteer fan. Yeah, say what you want to do on that, but I'm a Tennessee Vol fan, and I thought I'd go with the orange this year. All she had to do is change out the color of the shirts and throw the screen print on it. So I'm going to get y'all some more mowing footage, but that's the basics of what I was wanting to talk about and why I had to make a change, because 2022, I'm going to be completely honest with you, was the worst year. I looked at the numbers and how much more money was made and how much more was profited was sickening, absolutely sickening. And so I had to do something because I killed myself last year for nothing, basically. I mean, it was bad. But anyway, I've got to hop out and do this one. And like I said, I'll get y'all some more mowing footage, and let me know what you guys think, and if y'all are in the same boat, and if this was kind of a train of thought that y'all had on the rails over the winter as well, okay? All right, so I'm having to cut the day a little short today, shorter than I wanted to. Sun's still out and I'd rather be mowing, but we've got a Zoom call to get on with. I'm still with Echo Means Business, which brings me to my next thing I want to tell y'all about. Monday night at 7 o'clock, and there's a series of these every Monday night at 7 o'clock on Instagram, IGTV. There's members of Echo Means Business talking about different topics. So y'all go on there and check it out. I'll be one of the panelists this upcoming Monday, talking about must-haves for the lawn care season. So I've got to get on a Zoom call and chat about that and get prepared for it coming up Monday. So you guys check that out. And let me know what you think on that. That last yard, well, those last 2 yards that I did, yeah, that's a big yard. But I almost fall asleep because I'm just sitting there on the Turf Tiger, back and forth. There's literally you just weed eat around the house, and that's pretty much it. So those are 2 more examples of nice level yards, low physical exertion, and what I'm looking for. So let me know what you guys think about today's topic, and I'll be putting some more videos out soon. Be sure to subscribe, follow, and again, if you want to message me, hit me up on Instagram. That's when I'll get back to you the quickest. And be sure to check it out on IGTV. It's upcoming Monday. And you guys have a good night, and I'll be seeing you again soon. See you.